Hello, learners. Welcome to NIOS. Today we will begin a new chapter called Indian National Movement. The first part of this chapter is Origin of Nationalism. This is a very interesting and important topic of Indian history. I hope you will benefit from watching this video. Learners, we should first understand the meaning of nationalism. Nationalism is the feeling of love and respect for the country. Its aim is to fulfill the interest of the country. As we have seen in previous chapters, the feelings of nationalism was born with the beginning of Renaissance in Europe. Later, the feeling of nationalism was further spread by the French Revolution. As ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity became popular all over the world. In this video lesson, we will learn about the rise of nationalism in India. Dear learners, it is important to understand that India has a long history and it has been ruled by many great emperors like Asoka, Samudragupta, and Akbar, and many more kings. However, the idea of India being one nation was born in the 19th century during the movement against the British. In fact, the people of India united to fight against the common enemy, the English people, and this brought them closer to each other. For the first time in history, people from north to south and east to west felt that they were part of one country. Let us understand why nationalism grew in India. One of the reasons was the English exploited the Indians by forming wrong economic and agricultural policies, and as a result, various farmers and tribal revolts started in India. Another reason was that social and religious reformers, they also played a very important role in spreading the feeling of unity among the people of India. People like Swami Vivekananda, Annie Besant, and Henry Desrosiers told about the greatness of Indian culture and civilization. Another reason was famous Bengali poet Bankim Chandra Chatterjee wrote the famous poem Vande Mataram that praises the motherland. And this poem inspired many Indians to sacrifice their lives for the freedom of the country. Dear learners, do you know that printing press was introduced in India and it helped in spreading the ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Therefore, we see that many factors were responsible for the rise of nationalism in India. During this time, many organizations were formed in different parts of India, like the Bengal Presidency Association, and in Pune Public Meeting was formed, and in Bengal Indian Association was formed. However, all these were regional organizations and there was need for a national organization that would care about the well-being of all the people of India. And therefore, this led to the formation of the Indian National Congress in the year 1885. Learners, we will now study about the birth of Indian National Congress. You will be surprised to know that the Indian National Congress was formed by not Indian but an English officer and his name was Aulan Octavian Hume. Do you know what led to the formation of Indian National Congress? A.O. Hume had felt that the feeling of nationalism was growing among Indians and they were not happy with the British rule in India. So, he decided to form an organization to solve their problems and demands. The first session of the Indian National Congress was held in 1885 and Vomesh Chandra Banerjee became its first president. Famous leaders of Congress were Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Dadabhai Nauroji, and Badruddin Tayab ji, etc. They were called as moderates or the liberals. However, these leaders had full faith in the British rule and their justice. They believed that if they will present their demands peacefully before the British government, the government will fulfill them. Learners, we must understand that the Indian National Congress was a body of urban educated Indians. Let us now find out how the Congress worked during its beginning. During the first 20 years of its formation, the Congress made moderate or liberal demands. The members placed their demands before the government in the form of applications and requests. Some of the important demands were: the first demand was the moderators wanted more Indians to be included in the administration and military. The second important demand was increasing education among Indians and giving them more jobs. Third important demand was decreasing the land revenue or tax on the land. Fourth important demand was policies to help in the growth of Indian industries and handicrafts. Learners, We should understand that the efforts of Congress leaders did not give many positive results. While in the beginning the British supported the Congress, but after year 1887 their attitude changed. They all started opposing the action of Congress. The only achievement of Congress was the passing of the Indian Council Act in the year 1892 and the decision to hold the Indian Civil Services exam in both England and India at the same time. This gave Indians chance to become officers in administrative services. It is right that during its initial phase, the Congress failed to achieve its goal. However, it was able to create a feeling of unity and love for country in the minds of Indian people. Dear learners, can you tell why the British stopped supporting the Congress party? The reason was that they became afraid that the Congress party could spread ideas of nationalism and unity among Indians. And this would lead to demand for Indian independence. The British Viceroy Lord Curzon was a strict supporter of the policy of imperialism and British control over India. He took steps to suppress the feeling of nationalism among Indians. The biggest example of this policy was the Partition of Bengal that took place in 1905. Learners, Curzon announced the partition of Bengal in two parts, one with Muslim majority and the other with Hindu majority. While Curzon told that he decided to divide Bengal because it was a big state and had to be made small for better administration. However, the real reason for division of Bengal was to end the growing feeling of unity among Indians and create differences between Hindus and Muslims. People all over the country opposed this step of Lord Curzon. Hindus and Muslims tied Rakhi on each other's hand as a sign of unity among them. Learners, let us quickly revise what we have learned in this video lesson so far. First, we talked about rise of feelings of unity and nationalism among Indians. Second, we learned about birth of the Indian National Congress and demands for its early leaders. Third, we learnt about achievements and losses of the Congress during its early phase. And the fourth point we learnt about Partition of Bengal by Lord Curzon in the year 1905 and its causes and results. Dear learner, with this we come to the end of this lecture. If you have any query, you can email us at signlanguage@nios.ac.in. For more information, you can see our website www.nios.ac.in. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.